Maggie Timber, and today Maggie Timber explores. Today we are at a Buddhist monastery, and today we are with Bhante Nalaka. He is an American monk. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are we, and why is this place important?
So we're in West Austin. This is a Burmese Buddhist temple, which was founded in 1996, and it started as just 2 trailers up on the hill, and then all this that you've been filming has been built like in the last 16 years. So this pagoda, the golden pagoda that we just seen, that was finished in 2012. Burmese people and Sri Lankan people formed, and we called it the Austin Buddhist Community, so ABC. So I knew the people and helped start this temple, and now I got to retire because I'm older and live here. So you help build a temple, and then you can have a place to retire to.
What is Buddhism?
So Buddhism was founded by the Buddha, who was a prince 2,500 years ago in India. And he grew up and then was married, and then he saw kind of the suffering of the world, and he wanted to, he said, I can't live like this. I want to renounce the world and try to find enlightenment. And the Buddhist heaven is the same as the Christian heaven. Everybody's young and beautiful, and they live for millions of years, kind of in the clouds, above the clouds. And so these places do exist for good people. But to get there, you have to be moral, and you have to be generous. And then if you do meditation, purify oneself, that helps to get there. So that was my wish. I'm in robes because I want to simplify my life, try to get enlightened, and then go to the heavenly world or higher.
How many monks live in this monastery?
Right now there's 5. So 2 Burmese, 1 Vietnamese, and 2 Americans. So you stay in one place for a while, you support this temple, you keep it going, and then people offer other temples in other cities. We had Nashville and one in Florida, and so they got their own temples. So then they have their own community of Burmese people and Americans who come and ask questions and try to meditate and read these Buddhist books that we have, and try to be happy, simplify, be happy.
How does someone become a monk, and how long does it take?
Let's see, my first time, I went to Asia in 1983, and I was meditating over there for 3 months, and they had offered like the chance for me to become a monk while I was meditating over there. So it took me about 2.5 months just being in a temple to get ordained. There's some Burmese people here, so this is in Sri Lanka, and there's some Burmese people here who they've been ordained before, so you can kind of like be a monk and then disrobe, go back to the lay life. And we have teenagers, some teenagers come here, they're at the university, and during spring break or summer vacation, they come and they can be a monk for like a week or 2, and then they go back, So the Burmese people, they like to have the temporary ordinations. And there's one man here who helps out. He's been a monk several times. You can come and go, but once you're a monk, you have to behave in a very good way, and don't try to mix being a monk and being a layperson. If you want to be a layperson, you can just disrobe and go. And we have an ordination that takes about an hour or so, and you have to be a Buddhist to be a monk. Think that the Buddhism is the best religion and the best teaching. You want to follow and support the Buddha and this era of Buddhism. So now it's over 2,500 years old. So it's lasting so long because people, young men, renounce the world, they become monks, and so then this period lasts. If there weren't any monks, Buddhism would collapse very quickly. So you have to have monks to keep it going.
Can anyone visit this monastery?
Yes, it's open from 7 to 7. Gates are open. We get a lot of people. Most people come on the weekends, and we get a lot of Indian people these days, which is kind of interesting. So, because this pagoda is the whole temple is pretty amazing. That's the largest pagoda in the United States.
What is a common misconception about Buddhism?
Well, there's different branches of Buddhism. So you have Mahayana Buddhism, we're Theravada Buddhism, which is kind of the orthodox original teachings. So these robes that I'm wearing were designed over 2,500 years ago, and we continue those traditions. And then we have like a morality. We have to keep 227 rules, and so we don't add any rules, we don't subtract any rules. And the whole purpose for monks, there's two things for monks to do. One is to be like a student, a professor, memorize all these books behind you. There's monks who've memorized all that. So that's the study side of Buddhism. And all those, this was an oral tradition in Pali. So teacher taught students to memorize, and they just get together and they just start chanting. And any little mistake, they catch you. So one thing for monks to do is to study. The other one is to practice meditation and get enlightened in this life. So that's our purpose. We have this Buddha, these teachings. He's teaching us how to get enlightened. We're not trying to become a Buddha, or it's like we already have the teaching. So just get it and go and do it. Free from every kind of greed, hatred, and delusion. So the Buddha and the fully enlightened monks and nuns, they can't even have a thought of anger or a thought of greed or delusion. Delusion is just the mind wandering around. We're wandering around into the past, we're wandering into the future, planning the future, and we get upset over any little thing. And so their mind can't get upset. There's no non-attachment, there's no attachment to anything. And so that's enlightenment. That's kind of like, and they experience kind of a feeling of throwing down a burden.
What is the difference between monks and nuns in their role?
Let's see. So monks and nuns have to abide by the same rules. They have the same. They have to be moral. They have to take these ordinations to become a nun. So really, there's really no difference between the monks and nuns. Also, that was one of the things was I think the Buddha was asked, can women get enlightened like men? And he said, of course. And then his attendant Ananda was like, well, can they become nuns or get ordained also? Yeah, they can get ordained. And so then kind of his stepmother, his wife, and then all these kind of like noble ladies, a lot of these princes became monks. So then they got their wives at home, wives and girlfriends. Then it's like, what? I'm not going to just stay home myself. I want to be a nun too. And there's stories in these books of their enlightenment stories. Well, in the basic things to be a good person is so we have precepts. We have the 5 precepts. which define what a good person is. And the 5, this also leads to world peace. If the world could keep these 5 precepts, there would be world peace, and everybody talks about that. But to keep the basic Buddhist precepts, morality, abstain from killing. I mean, these are some of these are in the commandments, and not even killing bugs. So going from bugs, there's no larger animals. Just abstain from killing, especially humans. Just don't do it. Basically, it's the intentional killing of a living being is the killing. So you have to have an intention. You see a living being, you kill it, they die, then that's bad karma. So Buddhism started, is the originator of karma.
Wait, you're not the one who killed the animal? Somebody else did, but you're still eating the animal.
So there's no bad karma with that.
Okay.
So yeah, we go here, we have the HEB. There's all the different meats and things there. So you can buy any of that and eat it. There's no bad karma. Now the person there's the original animal at the farm, that farmer kills it, and then it gets shipped, to HEB, and then they cut it up, or processing factory. That original person that killed it, that's bad karma. So the second one is stealing, to abstain from stealing, and taking what's not given. So for monks, it's even more like just the intention, or like to reach for something, and kind of like, I'll just move it over here. Or the third one is sexual misconduct. So, and then there's basically minors, any girls that are under the care of a guardian, parents or guardian, hands off. Then those who are, married people, of course, don't touch them. And people who are engaged, don't mess with engaged people. So that's the 3 big ones. And then telling lies, which doesn't seem like much, but lies are they can be a very, very, very big deal. And then the last one is taking drugs and alcohol. So because they make our mind stupefy our mind. So if we want to live long and have a healthy body, be happy, keep the 5 precepts. So this is called right view, knowing that you break it, it's bad karma. If you keep it, that's good karma. If you break it, you know that you're doing it's unwholesome, and we can't help ourselves. And but when people are breaking these things, but they think it's okay, so that goes into wrong view and can lead to bad karma. It's bad karma, and it leads to, we have heaven, nice heaven up here, then we got hell down here too. So the popular Christian hell is also a Buddhist hell. And so bad people can go to bad places.
Thank you for letting us interview you and learn about Buddhism and monks and nuns and things. And thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to become a part of the Adventure family. Thank you.